Hi, I'm Marie, and on today's episode of Choose Happy with Marie, I'm talking about how to stop negative thoughts from spiraling. I'll share 3 simple mindset resets that you can use anytime to feel calmer, more in control, and confident. Plus, I'll introduce you to a single powerful affirmation to help anchor your mindset. If you've been feeling overwhelmed or stuck in negative thinking, this episode is for you. Come on in. It's time to choose happy. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, you have a choice. Are you ready to break free from self-doubt and negative self-talk? I'm Marie, mindset mentor, life coach, and author of the Choose Happy affirmations. Here, you'll find mindset shifts, affirmations, and simple tools to create a life that feels as good in the inside as it looks on the outside. Welcome to Choose Happy with Marie. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to Choose Happy with Marie. Today, I want to talk about something that shows up for so many of us this time of the year. Negative thoughts. And negative thoughts that start to spiral. Let me just give you a bit of context as to how I came up with today's podcast episode topic. Many of you know I am a writer. I love to write in the mornings. I love brain dumping. That's where all my negativity lands before I begin my day. And if you haven't tried it yet, it honestly really helps. I keep a paper agenda and I write my appointments and to-dos there after I've taken the time to dump about whatever is on my mind. I also do use a digital calendar, but only for appointments that I have with other people. And I suppose you could call me old school, that I still like paper and pen and pencil. And maybe you are too. So that's the context of how I started thinking about this. I was looking back at my notes from my last year's journal, and I came across what I had written in early October. And at that time, our show was a bi-weekly show, and I was trying to plan episodes that would cover all of the topics that our listeners had asked me to address. And I remember feeling like completely overwhelmed. And then, the negativity, it started spiraling. It started with, I didn't do enough this year. How am I going to fit everything in? I'm running out of episode spaces. And I just kept going down this negativity spiral. And even rereading my notes, I can feel that familiar spiral. When your chest is tightening, your mind is racing, and I knew I needed a way to stop it before it took over my day. And maybe you can relate. Same feelings, just a different context, perhaps. Well, that reflection reminded me that negative thinking, it isn't about what's wrong with me. It's just a habit that my mind had fallen into. And this year, things feel different. Our show is now a weekly show. Super excited about that. I've just had to kind of modify my week to make sure that I can get all the episodes in. I've learned how to approach planning better, setting daily priorities better, and my mindset is now in a way that it's keeping me centered and grounded and reminding me about what matters in my daily to-dos. So that's when I started experimenting with small, intentional mindset resets. And what I've discovered, it's completely changed the way I handle stress and self-doubt. So I thought today I wanted to share 3 of my favorites with you so that you too can finally break free from spiraling thoughts too. Before we jump into the resets, I wanted to share a simple affirmation I just invite you to hold in your mind as we move through today's episode. And the affirmation goes as follows. I am capable. I am in control. and I can choose thoughts that serve me. I'll repeat it. I am capable, I am in control, and I can choose thoughts that serve me. Keep this in mind or repeat it quietly to yourself as we go through each of the resets. Just think of it as like an anchor for shifting your mindset. That's how powerful affirmations can be. Oh yes, for Choose Happy members, if you are a member and you receive weekly emails from me, you will receive this affirmation in writing in the weekly email. So no worries, you don't have to write it down if you don't want to. And if you're not yet a member, please join us. It's free. All you have to do is go to the website and sign up. The website is as follows: choosehappywithmarie.com. The link will be in the show notes as well. All right, let's jump into the 3 resets. You ready? Number 1, it is called the pause reset. This is what I think is the simplest one, although at first it may not feel simple. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's where you pause before your thoughts spiral out of control. Next time a negative thought creeps in, maybe it's, for example, I'll just give some suggestions. If you're saying to yourself, I can't handle this, or I should be doing more, stop for a moment. Take that pause. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And ask yourself the following question. Is this thought helping me? Or is it hurting me? This pause and question creates a gap between the thought and your reaction. And that's where choice lives. That's where we start pivoting our life, is in these small daily choices. And here's where the affirmation comes in. You can quietly repeat to yourself or out loud, depending what your circumstances are. And you say, I am capable, I am in control, and I can choose thoughts that serve me. Even one pause like this a day can start to break the habit of negative thought spiraling. Reset number 2, it's called the reframe reset. Reset number 2 is about noticing a negative thought and consciously giving it a more supportive perspective. And I'll give you an example. Maybe you're thinking, like I was thinking, I didn't do enough this year. And that's very timely for this time of the year of when this show goes out, where we start looking back on our year and think, oh, I didn't do enough. I invite you to pause and then ask yourself, what's actually true? A reframe could be, I've accomplished more than I realize, and I still have time to finish the year in a way that feels good to me. Here you can repeat the affirmation as follows. I am capable, I am in control, and I can choose thoughts that serve me. Pairing the reframe with this affirmation strengthens your mind's ability to shift from the self-criticism to clarity and confidence. Reset number 3 is called the micro-action reset. Negative thoughts often make us feel stuck. But when we take one tiny intentional action, those intentional actions can break the spiral and remind you of your control, of your power to choose differently, of your power to choose happy. This could be as small as writing down one thing you can accomplish today, or taking 5 minutes to walk or stretch your body, and maybe even tidying one area of your space. As you take that action, you can quietly repeat your affirmation again. You can say, I am capable, I am in control, and I can choose thoughts that serve me. This reinforces your power and reminds your brain that even small steps can create big shifts in how you feel. So there you have it. 3 mindset resets to stop the negative spiral that's taking you through, all the way deep down, those negative thoughts, okay? Whether you choose to try the pause reset, the reframe reset, or the micro action reset, and you use the simple affirmation to anchor your practice. Even just repeating it once a day, it can shift your energy and help you move through negative thinking with ease and confidence. I invite you to consider trying these resets this week and notice how they can change your relationship with your thoughts. And I'd love to hear how it does. You are always welcome to send me an email. And if you want extra support and inspiration, be sure to join my email newsletter. This is where you'll receive weekly tools, prompts, and reflections to help you continue building confidence, feelings of calm, and clarity. Sign up at choosehappywithmarie.com. The link is in the show notes. Next week, we'll wrap up season 3 with one final episode to help you carry these tools and many others that we reviewed this past year forward into the new season. Thank you so much for listening and joining me in choosing to break free from negative thinking and living our happy life. Wishing you a wonderful week. Choosing happy. Cheers! Thanks for listening to Choose Happy with Marie. If today's episode spoke to you, I would love it if you could share it with a friend or leave a quick review for the show. It helps more women find this kind of support. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your life to start feeling better. You just have to choose happy right where you are, one choose happy choice at a time. I'll see you next time. Take care.